Hey folks, welcome to the Jason Wright Show, Mindset Monday. So today I want to bring you something that I picked up, it's been a couple of years ago from Michael Gervais. Michael Gervais is one of the preeminent psychologists and performance coaches out there. I think he worked with the Seattle Seahawks for a long time, a lot of other professional athletes, and he was there, I think, if I'm not mistaken, coaching Pete Carroll and that group of athletes for Seattle. And so the dude has all kinds of credibility in the world of peak performance and coaching and psychology. Just a brilliant, brilliant mind. And one of the things he talked about was credible self-talk. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. I'm going to show you a little bit of a clip that he used to describe this. And I'm going to tell you what it's meant to me. But before I do that, I want to tell you a little bit about today's sponsor, Authentic Health. You can go to shopauthentic.health.com right now, use promo code Jason and get a discount on your first order. Shop Authentic Health is where you will find the Authentic Health Foundational Stack. So what is the Foundational Stack? Well, this was developed by Dr. Gus Vickery and Dr. Troy Jackson in their actual practice in Asheville, North Carolina. So Dr. Vickery has about 30 years of clinical experience as a family practice physician. And one of the things he is really, really keen on is doing blood panels, understanding people's blood work, looking for the deficits, and then plugging those deficits not with pharmaceuticals. Not that pharmaceuticals are bad, and he'll be the first one to tell you that they absolutely have a place in our overall health journey. But the first place he likes to start is with supplementation and nutrition and environment and doing all those natural things we can do to get healthier. And one of the things he learned in all those years of seeing all those different blood panels was there was about 20% deficits that could be relatable to about 80% of his patients. So what he did is he wanted to shorten his supplement stack that he was giving to his patients from about 18 different bottle caps down to 3 by creating these massively impactful supplements that not only focused on giving you the vitamins and the nutrients that you need, but also that had the signaling to make sure that they worked and they worked in conjunction with one another. You know, a lot of times supplements are kind of like a symphony. Just because you have an incredible, a world-renowned, like John Henry Crawford cellist, that's been on the Jason Wright Show, by the way, just because you've got John Henry there, if you don't have all of the other pieces of the symphony in harmony, working the way they should, it's just not going to sound good, even as good as John Henry is. So that's what Dr. Vickery has developed, is this foundational stack. You can check it out at shopauthentic.health.com. It starts with your essential nutrients, your essential fats, your essential amino acids. If you just take these 3 bottle caps, if you just take these 3 supplements, you are going to be leaps and bounds above so many others. And it's not just about trying to get you jacked. It's to help protect your body against this toxic environment in which we all live. Look, I love all the modern conveniences that we have today with low cost, high calorie foods easy to get. You can call Uber Eats right now and have 1,500 calories delivered to your front doorstep in no time. And when you finish that, you can get another 1,500 if you want. Our bodies weren't designed to have this readily available caloric intake, just like we weren't ready for all these plastics that we put on our bodies, that we drink our water from, all the chemicals that we put in our water, all the things that are in our air. The way to defend against that is with the foundational stack from shopauthentic.health.com. All right, that's it. Sorry, that was too long of a promo. Today, let's talk about credible self-talk. So first of all, a definition of terms. What does that mean? Well, I'm going to get Dr. Gervais to give you his take on credible self-talk, and then I'm going to give a little bit of commentary on how I have applied it in my life. So here's Dr. Gervais.
To dovetail here, confidence comes from one place and one place only, which is credible self-talk. You have to be forged in fire to earn the right to say I can do difficult things. But confidence only comes from what you say. You can go through very difficult times and come through the other side and go, man, bad things happen to me, I don't know. So you're not going to be confident. So it only comes from what you say to yourself.
So did you notice one of the things that Dr. Gervais tucked in there at the very end was that C word, confidence. So let's talk a little bit about how you develop confidence. There is one surefire formula for developing confidence. First, it's putting in the reps. If you want to be a better public speaker, you got to go do a lot of public speaking. If you want to be a better guitar player, you got to practice and play your guitar a whole lot of times and get very, very good at it. And you really don't have to get really very, very good at it. You just have to get good at it. And once you are good at something, then you have the confidence. to go forth and do it again and again and again. And once you have the confidence matched with the reps that you've put in, then that's when your self-talk gains something that's most important of all as it relates to what we're talking about today. That is credibility. You see, here's the thing. We think we can fool ourselves into telling ourselves that I can do it. I think I can. I think I can. I can do it. I can do it. I know I can. I know I can. If you've never done it before and you have no confidence you can do it this time, then all the self-talk in the world isn't going to help you. It's just that. It's just talking to yourself like a crazy person. However, if you start to practice credible self-talk, if you start to look back on the artifacts of your life and you find those things that you've done, that you've overcome, challenges that you've faced, and you found yourself victorious in the face of that, whether it was some big financial obstacle, a career obstacle, a relationship obstacle, but you made it through it, and you're able to look to that, that will give your present self-talk credibility. And then once you have the credibility to be able to say, I know I can do this because I've done that, then you have credible self-talk. Michael Gervais, one time I was listening to him speak, and he said that all things being equal, if you take two world-class athletes and line them up beside each other, the one that has the best self-talk will win 9 out of 10 times. That's huge. That's just how important self-talk is. Now, you're listening to a guy who has a default setting of negative self-talk. So I have to really practice this a lot. And as I've gotten older and the problems become bigger and more complex as it relates to like business and stuff like that, I really have to draw from past experiences. And one of the things that's really helped me, and it really short circuits my negative talk, is just by telling myself, you'll figure it out. Because that's one of the things that I really struggle with. It's usually some kind of complex problem in business that I just can't quite see the vision right away. It's complex in the human capital that has to come together, the actual monetary capital that has to come together, and the time that I'm going to have to pull it off. And all of a sudden, it looks like this huge mountain. And what I do is I tell myself, you got this. You can do this. You can pull this off because you've done this thing before. One of those things, and thank God it happened at an early age. I bought my very first business when I was 28 years old, and I knew nothing. I was a complete idiot, but I pulled it off. And what it's done is it's given me the tools way back then to bring forward into today, whenever I'm when I'm trying to give myself some credible self-talk, to look and go, you figured that out. And today, and this is what I want you to do, this is what you should absolutely do, is think about how much more wisdom you have today than you had 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. All the bad things that happened those years ago, they taught you something. And what Michael Gervais talks about here, if we just leave those bad things, or even the things that happen in our present, as, well, gosh, I guess I just attract bad luck. Woe is me. As opposed to, this thing happened, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to leverage it. And I'm going to keep it in my memory bank. I'm going to keep it in my credible self-talk bank. So that the next time something happens, I'm going to remember that I went through this and I got through this. And I can make it through this because I've made it through that. And every single one of you listening to this, you've gone through something that you probably thought at some point in the midst of that relationship, a loss. You lost a loved one. There was a breakup. You made a bad business deal, and some of you might have gone broke. And yet here you are, and you're going through something again. If you're going to tell don't just leave it at, I think I can, I think I can. I watched Tony Robbins, and he said that I could do it, and I could do it, and I can just tell myself, don't just leave it there. Look for confirmation to give yourself credibility, because you're not going to fool yourself. It's not going to work. Just telling yourself over and over and over, I can do it, is not enough. It's going to have to be, I can do it because I've done that. And it's got credibility, and now you've got confidence. And so you'll go after that thing. And the more you go after something with that added confidence, the better you're going to be, and it will just continue to compound. Is this making sense? I hope it is. Because it was something to me that was so simple yet so profound. And I guarantee you, I practiced for years. I guess, non-credible self-talk. I would tell myself I could do things, although I had never proven, or even if I had proven it, I would never take a look back to say to myself, see, because you did that one time before, I know you can do this. And that, to me, is the key to credible self-talk. I can do this because I've done that, and fill in the blank, whatever that is. And I hope you do. This has been another episode of Mindset Monday. Hey, please don't forget to click like or subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to build the channel up. And please, if you're listening to this on the podcast, share it with someone who right now very well may need to hear you say, hey, I believe you can do it because you did that. Tell yourself you can do it because you did that. I watched you do it. If someone needs this message, send it to them. Be an encourager. Okay, this is the interwebs. There's plenty of discouragement out here. This is meant to be encouragement. So go out, be an encourager. I'm Jason, and I'm out.